I play sport games like Madden. I also play some Call of Duty games, and I play some racing games. I like cars.
I play video games, but I also go around with my friends on bikes around the neighborhood.
Technology can help mankind, but too much of it can be overwhelming, and it can get very addictive, and addiction is dangerous.
Growing up today is so dramatically different than when I grew up. They can access information from all over the world. It's not just me that's forming them anymore. There are all these other externalities that also play a significant role. You know, the other day, Mateo wanted to go to his friend's house, but, you know, I knew they might be playing video games, and, you know, I didn't think that was going to be a good thing. So I was talking to him about it, and I thought, you know, he's 10 years old now. I can't be controlling everything that he does. So I said to him, you know, if you're going over to your friend's house, it would be a better use of your time if you're really spending time with that person to be outside, to be talking to them. You know, he said, well, Mom, I can suggest that we do something else. And I thought, I'm not sure that's really going to happen. Knowing him and knowing the situation and how tempting it could be, but I thought, you know, it's time to give him that freedom.
Libertad. Ama la libertad de tus hijos. Y enséñales a administrar su libertad. Que sepan que la libertad tiene una gran enfermedad, que es no querer compartir la responsabilidad que corresponde a la libertad. Y entonces no tenemos libertad, tenemos libertinaje. Pero debes administrar la libertad a tus hijos según la edad que tengan y procurando que no se rompan estos lazos de unión de la familia, que es una maravilla. Pero abriendo un poco la familia, ¿eh? No os encerréis allí en el egoísmo vuestro. Dad de vuestro corazón y de vuestra abundancia a los demás. También el amor a la libertad personal con la responsabilidad personal. A todos tus hijos no los puedes tratar de la misma manera.
There's going to be a room for mistakes. Sometimes there's room for failure. And when they fail, they learn because we're there to support them.
I think the question with technology always, at the beginning, comes down to what is the purpose of it? What is the point of having a TV at home, right? If the point is that the family is going to come together and watch games together, watch movies together, then sounds like a good thing to me. If the point is going to be for an individual member of the family to go to a solitary room and watch TV by himself or herself as opposed to being with the family, then it seems to me there's the wrong purpose, it's the wrong use of it. And, you know, that applies to television, applies to computers, applies to smartphones.
If they were in front of a screen, then they weren't interacting with us. And so we weren't developing that relationship with them.
We found that it was harder to communicate with our children. Our children were fighting all the time about the game, and they were really attached to this game. The game in of itself is not a bad thing, but how it was impacting them and their relationships with each other was not a very good thing. And so we needed to remove that obstacle. And that's what we have to do as parents. We have to make some of these tough decisions. And that's our job.
One of the things that I've always thought is the importance, the huge role that parents play, children need at this age, is some support, some guidance, some ways by which they can kind of use their technology better.
And so the first thing that we thought about limiting a little bit was the computer time. And, you know, limiting that and then giving them opportunities and spending time with them doing other things. You know, whether it was playing outside with them, going on walks, or playing in the park, or even just playing games here at home, so it didn't feel as much like you were taking something else away. We've gotten to a point now where they don't even ask for it. And so it's great now because I feel like they come home from school, they're interested in talking to me about what happened at school, they're interested in those things rather than 4 years ago if they came home from school, they were interested in turning on the television.
We always playing outside and play board games and watch a movie occasionally.
Well, it seems like a bit of a daunting task at first to think about all these different activities you could come up with. But really, it's pretty simple, and often they come up with their own ideas.
I like going up the mountain because there's beautiful views, and it's fun hiking up the hard trails and hiking up the glaciers, the rock things.
It seems like they are really connecting with each other and really enjoying and taking in the scenery, and it's just a wonderful family activity.
And so it was really interesting because when I picked him up, I asked how the day went, and they said everything was fine. And they said, well, they were playing outside for a little bit, and then they were going to come inside and play some video games. And the mom said, but Mateo said that he'd really rather they do something else. So he suggested that they get out the Legos, and they play with the Legos instead. And so I was so proud of that moment that he made that decision on his own.
Giving them the freedom, I think it also shows him that we trust him, we trust his abilities, his judgment, and so it gives him some more confidence.
If my mother didn't tell me anything, then I would go outside and play, because video games aren't that fun to me, because you just play them and then they're over, and then you don't get that happy. Then when you play outside.
When we give teenagers a chance to risk, to be adventurous, I think they will learn much more than if everything is planned for them.
And there were doubts, definitely. You know, I had doubts. Are we doing the right thing? Are we depriving them of something?
Oh yeah, it feels like that, right?
I would say there are, again, three components to look at. Number one is, what is the purpose of this technology for this student at this point? Number two, when is the student best able to develop the skill that he needs to use this technology for that purpose? And number three is this particular student ready to use this technology that has incredible potential, that cannot be limited to just the purpose that we have in mind, to use this technology in a good way?
I think part of the challenge is that you can't always do everything that you need to do with your kids, responding to emails or doing things for my work. So it is very challenging. There's, I will say often, there is a desire at times on my part to turn something on. And so sometimes I say to myself, well, I'll spend time with them doing this, and then I'll have to do some of those other things that I need to do later on after they've gone to bed. Or I try to involve them in some of the activities, especially the housework activities, you know. It's an ongoing challenge, I think. I don't know that there's any one specific correct answer, but we found that this works best for our family.